Welcome back, you guys. This is That Awesome Group. It's your boy Dark Ooze. And, this is another episode of That Gaming Corner. This gaming corner. Welcome back.
Gotta step your game up, I'm about to step my game up. Shoot for the stars, gotta keep your aim up. Remember who you are, I remember how I came up. And I ain't about to change up or pass the controller.
Today we're going to talk about the good old Final Fantasy VII Remake demo. I'm going to give you my impressions of, how I feel about the game. There's some things I believe that could be done to probably tweak it, change it, make it, better. But the presentation on this game, we'll just start. The presentation is amazing. Graphically, it's beautiful. It's easily one of the best looking PS4 games I've ever played. Easy. Voice acting is great, even though there are some cringe-worthy lines. Also, the music is very engaging. It's very, it feels, for lack of a better term, it feels epic. It feels like, what you're doing, like important. You get the vibe. But I started having, different thoughts about the gameplay. Now, don't get me wrong, the gameplay is very smooth. It's definitely smooth. The little combo system, you got your magic, the special abilities, blah, 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 blah. But there's just certain things that I have an issue with. Issue number one being that it does not seem that your combat roll or your dodge roll doesn't seem like it actually is useful. Now, I don't know, I might be trash at rolling or something, but it felt like every time I tried to roll out of way of an attack, I still got hit or nicked by the attack. I felt like either the roll doesn't have any invincibility frames or I'm just using it wrong. I mean, it could be either or. I ain't gonna say I'm the best game in the world. I ain't gonna slouch, I got some drinks under the belt. But that, and also I feel like, now look, I understand that this game wouldn't quite be Final Fantasy if you could, but I feel like if they was gonna go this way with the combat, we needed a jump button. Mainly because at certain points, Cloud himself can jump. You just don't do it yourself. He can jump to reach certain enemies in the air, but not every enemy in the air. Like, there's the point, like, right when you get Barret to use in combat, when you gotta take care of the turrets that's in the sky. It's just like on the side of like whatever, above you on the side of something. And only he can hit it, but Cloud can't. But literally after you destroy those, you got these other little floating robot things coming in, and if they're floating too high and you're trying to attack them with Cloud, he will jump to attack them, and I'm like, wait, what? It don't make any sense at all. So you'll jump by yourself to attack an enemy that's normally ground level, but he's just too tall for you to attack. Too high for you to attack. But you won't jump that high to attack a Terran? Nah, fam, I don't know about that one. I think we need a jump button. Real talk. Jump button is needed. Besides that, I feel like his combat, I'm hoping that as you level up in this game, I'm hoping that you have a very similar level up path like in a Kingdom Hearts game with Sora. When you first start off with him, his combos are very limited. But by the time you make it a good old 70 or whatever, you done had a few combo extenders and different ways to finish your combos and things of that nature. Because I see right now that Cloud is very limited in terms of his attack. And I see that, he has an alternate stance if you press triangle, which is kind of like, I guess I'll call it his power stance. It does more damage even though he moves very slowly in it, and his attacking is very flashier in that form. So I'm just hoping that there's a deeper combo system in there for him and other characters as well, because it does feel very limited. I mean, fighting different enemies in there, most of them are, you could just button mash your way to victory for the most part in this. Like, let's be real. You can square it all day if that's what you want to do. Every now and again, you're going to need to take a potion, but you could square all day. I would say that the demo itself wasn't too hard. I played the demo on normal, so, I mean, for whatever that's worth. I didn't die. I've come close, but I didn't die because they are very, they give you a lot of potions, and then plus Barrett himself actually has a cure magic, so if you die, that's on you on some real. The last boss is the Scorpion Sentinel. I think it's Scorpion Sentinel. I think that's what it's called. It takes about a good 6, maybe 7 to 10 minutes to beat it. It's not too long, but I do feel like it was a lot of it running and jumping onto the walls and things like that. I felt like, as cinematic as that type of thing makes it, I felt like you should probably just be able to power through it. Because the only thing I could think about as I was fighting the Scorpion Sentinel is that if they drag out a boss battle like this, one that is pretty much might as well be the tutorial boss, imagine what it's really like for you to fight Sephiroth, or you to go after one of the ultimate weapons in the end game, like trying to get all your materia right and everything like that. And side note, how does the materia system even work in this game? Because I was having this conversation earlier, and I would assume that, in the original Final Fantasy VII, you can make yourself extremely broken by the materia system, like supremely and early on in the game. But I just don't know how that works in this game. So I feel like either this game is going to have it to the point that you can literally overpower yourself to fight bosses and defeat them with ease, or they lock you down to you having to have a certain level of skill to complete these boss battles. Because I just can imagine fighting Sephiroth in this game, and if he fights anything like how Sephiroth fights in like Kingdom Hearts 1 or 2, this might be some trouble. But I mean, all in all, it's just my impressions of it. I myself have never really been that big on Final Fantasy VII. My favorite Final Fantasy has always been 12 and 6. And 12, I adore 12. So I jumped on the Final Fantasy boat actually from Final Fantasy VIII. And then I went back and played other ones. And till this day, even on Final Fantasy VII, the original, I've barely played that. I think I played up until beating the Scorpion Sentinel. You may or may not respect my opinion, but I'm just coming from when I just played the new demo. I have no doubts that it's going to be rated as a great game. I just want the combat to be deeper, and I wish they would have put in a jump button, because I felt like after we made it past Final Fantasy 15, he'd get a jump button. Cloud need a jump button too. It's only fair. Cloud is like y'all numero uno. That's your right hand man Randy. Like, give him a jump button. Let him do some air combos. It's only fair. I guarantee when you fight Sephiroth, I bet you're gonna be jumping all around the arena, and you're just gonna be sitting there stationary, waiting, hoping you can block whatever he throw at you next. You know what I mean? Besides that, I mean, I enjoyed the demo. You know, it's a good time. You know, it was a nice little change of pace. You know, I've been grinding out in Division 2 Warlords in New York, so it was a nice change of pace from the, you know, stop and pop shooting. So we'll see how this turns out. I mean, as for anything else, I mean, we only really got 2 great ones that I know of coming out about to drop. We got RE3 and we got Final Fantasy VII remakes. So until then, we are the fans, we are the nerds, and we are the gamers. And we are awesome. That awesome group signing off.
Gotta step your game up, I'm about to step my game up. Shoot for the stars, but gotta keep your aim up. Remember who you are, I remember how I came up. And I ain't about to change up or pass the controller.